Okay, good morning, guys, from wherever you're joining, good afternoon, and all of that. So basically, about this indicator, I said I'm making a video on that, okay? Beginners can use these and all of that, very good. I've tried that and the win rate is actually good. You just pick a coin and then use the indicator to follow suit, and you should be able to, start making some money for yourself and all of that. All right. So yeah. With that said, yeah, good morning, everyone. And AK is here. So yeah, thank you so much for the challenge and all of that. We've been doing that, and I've seen progress from my own end. So I don't know about you guys and all of that. So he will give us an update on the progress of the $100 to $2,000 challenge and all of that. And then maybe we'll get one or two of you who have been following or equally let us know how that is equally going and all of that. So my boss, over to you. Unmute yourself and give us update and let us know what we are looking at, because currently, I don't know if you joined when I was saying that, all of my limit orders got triggered. Okay, my trades are running. I have too many trades running right now, and I don't want to close it because the losses are much for me. Okay, so from what I'm looking at, I don't know if BTC will actually start doing, BTC is fond of doing that with this massive week we have here. Maybe we could have this gradually consolidate and maybe push back to 44 or even go higher. Once we break the resistance there, we could go higher and all of that. So I'm not sure yet. Okay, I don't want to close those trades, and at the end of the day, I see this market going back up, and then I end up regretting. All right. So that's why I'm still allowing my trades to run. So let's get your view on the market currently, and then let's see the progress on the $100 to $2,000 challenge. And for those who are yet to join, okay, let us know how they can equally get take part in this as well. Yeah, over to you, boss. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me, please? I can't get any feedback from your end. Okay. All right. Um, yeah, Building, thank you so much too. Okay, guys. So we'll continue. Okay, we'll continue when it comes. We'll basically, when he's, I don't know, his mic is muted, but I don't know why I'm not hearing him. This, if you are using headphone, try to maybe unplug it and plug it back again to know where the issue could be coming back from. I still feel that BTC will go back to 44, all right? Because as it stands right now, we're looking at, if we break above 44,000, okay, maybe, let me do daily, we could be looking at that level of, 45,000 or thereabout. Let me do the weekly. Sorry, my screen is,
Hi,
there's a
can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you now. Can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so you were talking about BTC. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I share your sentiment because um the dip that happened yesterday, I think it's actually great for the way the market has been moving. Normally, like it's always good to have this kind of pullbacks, like since around beginning of December, since around the 1st of December, the market has just been pumping steady almost daily. So
Mm.
yeah, almost daily. So it's I think it's very good because okay, after a while we saw some consolidation between 42 around 42.8 to 44K, close to 45K. So the pullback has been coming, and I don't think it's a bad thing for the market. I haven't, it doesn't change my sentiments about BTC or about alts, because if you look at it on the 4 hour time frame or on the 1 hour on the 1 day time frame, it's just another higher low. So yeah, I share your sentiments that very soon we should be seeing um BTC. I don't know, can I share my screen? Let me share my screen.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Um, okay, so I think you guys can see my screen now.
Yeah.
So if you notice from the dip yesterday, we hit this resistance level around 3940K, which is a very big resistance actually. If you look at it on the daily time frame, see that we have like it was first resistance, support, resistance. So that's a very big level or very strong level, and then it bounced, nearly hit it, it bounced right back up from that. I think the low was 4167 and it bounced straight up, and now it's 42,200 already. So looking at it objectively, is it's just is a normal part of the process. Obviously, nothing goes up in a straight line. So pullbacks are very important and very healthy. So this is my bias right now. I think I even dropped this trade on in the Telegram channel. So this is
Yeah.
like digital, like you were saying. I expect it to go back to at least around 44. There's a very um strong level between this 40 45K, almost 46K to 49. So I expect maybe there will be a stronger resistance at that level. But for now, I think we are still at a very, very good level. So the pullback is just an opportunity to get into longs at lower prices. Just get solid levels, get good positions, which is what I did. I got in on Bitcoin. Finally, I've always been, since the pump started, I haven't really been able to get in on BTC because I don't like FOMOing. I don't like getting into stuff when it's pumping. So I finally got my BTC position that I've been hoping to get for a while. Um, yeah, and one or two other altcoins. So I'll be looking to hold this BTC position to around 45,800 at least, though I will be taking profits at all these other levels along the way. So yeah, so you were speaking about the challenge. Um, yeah, our challenge is going well. Uh, um, can you see my bybit screen? That was showing right now, or is still trading view?
It's still trading view.
Okay. Okay, so 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, so the challenge, we got to almost around $300 yesterday, or I got to, I don't know for all those following. I got to
Hmm.
around $300 yesterday, but the the dip that happened took us right back to around the 180. So right now I'm around 180. But last week was a very good week in terms of all our trades, because I think from when I started the challenge on Tuesday up to yesterday, I think we had only one stop loss. That was big time. There I got into big time. So all the other trades were mostly profits, though most of them were not hitting all the targets. It was just TP1 or TP2. And I think I've emphasized previously, and I'll still make the same emphasis today, that it's very important to take profits at like different levels. because you can't you can't you can't trust any coin or any trade to hit all your targets. So it's something that is very, very essential to me. Like the dip that hit yesterday, I was on cyber, I was on yeah, um, and I was in profits, but they had both hit my first targets, but none of them had hit my second target. So what I do is, um, let me see if the chat is still open. What I do is I always just move my profit in my stop loss into profit, right?
Yeah.
This was the TIA trade yesterday. Let me share. This was the TIA trade yesterday, right?
Yes.
Um, Very crazy because now it has even hit up to TP3, but it didn't hit TP3 before this dip. So when Bitcoin dipped yesterday, it had already hit my first target. Um, it was going towards my second target, and then dip happened. But then I had already brought my stop loss somewhere around here. So if I hadn't moved my stop loss up, this trade that was already in profit would have still come down and hit my stop loss at this lower point, and then I would have made a loss. But because I had already moved my SL up here, it stopped me out, but it still stopped me out in profit. Yeah, and obviously it went ahead to bounce, really good bounce, and went up and hit um, both target 2 and target 3. But then that's fine. I don't really care. It really stopped me out. So yeah, so that's really just how I trade. Like I always try to um once I take profits, once I get to my first target, I always ensure that I move my stop loss up to my entry. So um there's no possibility of me making a loss on that trade anymore. So very important. So anyway, so we've been going slow and steady since last week. We've been going slow and steady, and yeah, I'm currently on a couple of trades. I'm currently on cyber. I think cyber is now in profit. I'm also on Mav. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the challenge. This week would be even bigger than last week and more profitable. And the dip that happened just has actually kind of strengthened my resolve that, oh, this is actually going to be a very good week. Because yesterday night I was thinking like, oh, this week is actually going to be awesome. But then waking up and seeing the dip just enables us to get most of these assets, to get into most of these positions at um, much lower levels, like cyber. I think our previous entry on cyber was around 6.59, but now we are getting into it at 6.28 thereabouts. That's where I got into today. So we're already seeing profits. Um, Bonk is one alt that I'm really, really bullish on. I'm very bullish on Bonk.
I think I
Because
should start buying bunk at the current price right now. It's just
yes, you
that,
should.
yeah, even on spot, I want to, because I see
Yes,
this token canceling at least 1-0 before, I
yes.
don't know,
I
maybe
I agree
before
with you.
next year or so. I can't really see.
I totally agree with you. Like this token is crazy. In fact, this trade I'm on, I had to DC it to get into it because I couldn't wait any longer. So I bought into it at this level and then it went down and then I bought more. So but right now my position is in like heavy profit. So I'm not even really looking to take so much profit from Bonk. Although the Bonk trade I dropped yesterday has hit our first two targets. So he's waiting for the third target and the final target. But personally, I think I'm going to hold this trade till it gets to this final target. So I'm really bullish on Bonk. I think it's one of the tokens that will lead the bull run going into this season. So if you see I'm on my Bonk position, I'm almost 60% up. In fact, before the dip yesterday, this was around 120% profit. And at the when dip happened, it was actually my only trade that it didn't even get to my entry because of how strong Bonk is right now. So can see our BTC trade from this morning. It's already 20% profit. Um, cyber is just around 3%. MAV is just around 5%. So, anyways, we are just getting started. I think the cyber trade and the MAV trade, if you haven't entered them yet, they are still very much around their entry prices. So, you can do yourself justice and get on them. So, I have gotten a lot of messages and comments in the Telegram channel from guys who complain that they've not been able to follow the signals. Someone is asking how can you join the challenge? Um, yeah, so it's very simple, and I'll tell you how to do it in very simple steps. So the first step is obviously to sign up on Bybit with our partnership link, which I'm going to drop in the comment section right now. So sign up on Bybit, and yeah, just the very first step. So the second step is you have to be active to take our trades. So it's either there are two options. It's either you're taking the trades yourself, or you're copying the trades, right? Or you're copying the trades. There's something called copy trading that Bybit has made possible. So with this copy trading, right, you can copy our trades. You can copy most of our trades because there are some tokens, there are some trades that are not available via copy trading. So for those particular trades, you would have to open those positions yourself. So I just dropped the partnership link you have to sign up with here to be eligible for some ongoing bonuses. It's very important. I still see a lot of people using Binance. And then someone was complaining in my Telegram channel yesterday. He said most of my trades, he's not able to set um, TP1, TP2, TP3. He only sets the final take profits. And because of that, most of the trades, no, they don't really get to the final profit. So he ends up seeing himself in profits. And at the end of the day, the trade reverses and he hits his stop loss. So I'm like, why do you have to go through all that stress using Binance when Bybit has enabled you to be able to set all your targets, set your first target, set your second target, set your third target, any amount of targets you want on Bybit, you can have it done. So I really advise that everyone trading this challenge should use Bybit. Don't use Binance, don't use MEX, use Bybit because it's perfect, not just for trading. There are also like rewards that you're going to get. Obviously, some of you have benefited from the 500 USDT position challenge. So yeah, that's about that for signing up with Bybit and trading our signals there. Someone asked, just to confirm, do we use isolated for our trades or we use cross? All my trades I use isolated because especially for people that there are a lot of people trading our signals that are not so familiar with how to trade. So if you're not familiar with how to trade, using cross margin is a recipe for disaster. Unless you're a very good trader or an advanced trader, then you can use cross margin. If not, I would just advise all my trades personally are using isolated margin. So I'll advise everyone to use isolated margin. So there's another question here, but I would proceed with some other things before I answer the question. So how can you join the challenge? So I'm going to show you guys how to trade my signals, right? So the most recent signal in the channel is MAV USDT. MAV USDT. So when I drop a signal, what you have to do is obviously I'm using my PC right now, but you can also everything I do here is also applicable on the mobile version. So when you come to your Bybit, you come to derivatives wherever you are, whether it's the mobile version, whether it's the PC version, you come here and you look for the pair. So I said on my trade, I'm going to write something like buying MAV USDT. That's MAV USDT. So once you see MAV USDT, you come here and you search for MAV, right? You click on it. Then you look for the entry. So I usually give an entry range when I drop my signals. I give a range. So any particular, it might be at any point in the range when you want to start, when you want to enter the position. So like right now, it's at 0.3164. So that's fine, right? Your stop loss. Now, when you want to trade, you have to pick let me cancel one of my orders so I can have some funds here. Yeah. So when you put your entry, right? The amount of money in your account, you decide on how much of it you want to use on the trade. I have $19 free here. That's almost $20. So if I want to use just $10 out of it, I just click 50%, right? You can see it's now 9.7. If I want to use 25% of it, of the money in my account, I click 25%. That's $4.88, right? Yeah, so $50. So let's say I'm using 50% of it. That's $9.7. Now the next thing is your stop loss. So down here, this is very important. I saw some complaints yesterday that because of deep, some people got liquidated. So personally, I had some orders set, some limit orders set that hadn't even opened, right? Like LDO, I had LDO opened, I had big time. I set the orders, but because of the fact that I also set a stop loss, these orders opened while I was sleeping and they hit my stop loss while I was sleeping during the dip. But imagine that I didn't set a stop loss with the order, right? So that's why it's very important to set your stop losses as soon as you're opening a trade. Don't wait for the trade to peak first. So this is how to set your stop loss when you're opening a trade. So when you come down here, just below the cost, just below the value and cost, you're going to see take profit slash stop loss. So you click on it, right? And then the take profit slash stop loss comes up here. So on the signal I dropped, you're going to see SL. SL below 0.305, so 0.305. You enter your SL. You see that at this SL, your expected loss will be $3.9. So out of the $9.7 I'm using at this stop loss, I'm going to possibly lose $3.9. I hope I'm making sense. And then for take profits, there are 4 take profits with my signals. So out of the 4, I usually use the last one, which is TP4. So I'm going to say 0.3882, right? So at this place, at this price, my expected profit will be $26. That's why I like Bybit, because as soon as you're opening the trade, you can see everything clearly. So you can do all your calculations. You know how much you're losing at your stop loss. You know how much you're gaining at your take profits. It's very simple. and then you confirm. Note this is a long order, so you can see long here. If it's a short order, you have to shift it to short, but it's a long order, so you move it to long, and then you confirm, right? Once you confirm, you come here, you see everything set. Ensure your leverage also. So in leverage for MAV USDC, I said 12x. So this is 12x. This is the leverage. If you need to change the leverage, because a lot of times, if you haven't traded that pair before, you when you come here, you see your leverage on maybe cross and 10x. So you have to adjust it. You can adjust it to 10, whatever. You can adjust it to 8 to 5 with the slider. In fact, you can edit it. You can delete and type whatever you want to type. Let's say you want to type 8, or let's say you even want to type 9.5. So your leverage is also very important, because I don't know, I feel like some people just like to lose their money, right? Because no, to be honest, that's just the truth. That's how I feel. Because I drop a signal, and obviously I analyze the charts, I analyze that particular pair, and I decide that okay, this is what I think should be my stop loss, this is what I think should be my leverage. And then maybe I drop a leverage of 8. And then someone is coming to tell me that he got liquidated because he used a leverage of 20 or 30. Why are you doing that? Just like, oh, you want to lose your money? Because I'm sure that you didn't go back to that chart to analyze it, that, oh, if I use 30x leverage, what's going to be my stop loss? What's going to be my liquidation? Have in mind that if I set a stop loss at so price with so leverage, if you then decide to increase your leverage to 15x or 20x or 30x, you're not going to be losing the same thing. In fact, your liquidation point is not going to be the same, first of all. And you might discover that your liquidation point is even before the stop loss. So before the stop loss I set, you've already gotten liquidated. So that's like very unnecessary in my opinion. So I think you can always increase the leverage. Like if I drop a leverage of 10x or 12x, it's your choice to increase it to maybe 10, 15, whatever. But just like trade responsibly. You don't have to be using 30x or 50x because you want to make profits. Because when you're making a loss, obviously it's going to use the same multiplier or the same leverage. So anyways, this is how to set your leverage. When you change it, then you confirm. And then you see that it sets, the new leverage has been applied, blah, blah. So it's as simple as that. And then you open long. When you open long, please take your time to look through everything here before you click confirm. So you confirm the entry, you confirm how much your order is going to cost, you confirm your liquidation price, confirm your stop loss, and ensure that your stop loss is higher than your liquidation, because you can see our SL is 0.3052, our stop loss is 0.2931. So it's going to get to our SL first before it gets to our stop loss. So this is very, very important. So you confirm all this and then you click confirm. So that's how to open a trade, basically. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to set multiple take profit targets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel all the cyber targets I set so that I can set the targets for cyber and show you how I did that. So I hope everyone is following me so far. Thanks for, sorry, should be trade. Thank you for what's trending. Because I should stop yesterday on 2000 first. This is what I feel it should lose. So I said your stop loss should be higher than your liquidation price. Higher means your stop loss should be closer to your entry. So if on this on that trade I talked about, let me open it again. Let me try and open long. Yes. So you can see your stop loss. Your entry price is 0.3164. That's your order price, right? Your stop loss is 0.3052. And your liquidation is 0.2931. So order price, and then it will get to your SL first before it gets to your stop loss. Sorry, before it gets to your liquidation. If your liquidation is higher than your stop loss, let's say your liquidation, let me just give you an example. So if I increase this, if I increase this if I increase this leverage to 29, right? Let's do the same thing. So open long. Open long, yes. So now you can see that order price is 0.3164. Look at liquidation price. Liquidation price is 0.3086. And your stop loss is 0.3052. So obviously the price coming from 3164, it will get to 3086 before it gets to 3052. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So once it gets this liquidation price, you're going to get liquidated. So your stop loss is basically useless, right? Because it doesn't stop any loss. You're going straight from your entry. If it reaches this price, you're getting liquidated. So you have to make sure that your liquidation price is below your stop loss price. It's just as simple as that. Your liquidation price has to be below your stop loss price. So basically, for long trades, you have to be sure that your liquidation is below your stop loss. That's for long trades anyway. Yeah, so I said I was going to show you how to set multiple take profit targets. So maybe you can refer to the Telegram channel. There's a cyber trade I dropped this morning, right? So now, remember I told you when you're opening your position, you can get to set your take profits and your stop loss. So this is the stop loss on the cyber trade. If you can cross-check with what is in the Telegram channel, you can see the stop loss is 5.9482. And your TP4, that's the fourth take profit, is 8.3116, right? So now for you to set, this is TP4. For you to set TP1, TP2, TP3. So you come here, whether you're using your phone, your mobile app, whether you're using your laptop, you just look for, on the trade, you're going to see limits. There's limits, there's markets. You come to limits, right? So under limits, yeah. So when you come to limits, closing price, now this is where those prices I usually drop with the signals are. So TP1 is on the signal. TP1 is 6.5973, right? 6.5973. So you now set it. Normally, like I have 4 take profits, so I close 25% at each take profit. So at this price, 6.5973, I'm going to close 25% of my position. And then I confirm. So you're going to see it at so price. Your expected profits will be $3, $3.64, inclusive of estimated closing fees. So I confirm. So if you notice, my current orders here increased from 7 to 8. So if I come here and I scroll, you would see that the cyber order I set 6.5973. So that's TP1. So I come and repeat the same thing for TP2. TP2 is 6.98. So these numbers I'm calling, I'm getting them from the signal I dropped. I'm not just getting them out of thin air. I'm getting them from the signal I dropped. So if you look at the signal I dropped, you see TP2. TP2 for cyber is 6.9876, right? And then I closed 25% at TP2. So at TP2, my estimated profits will be $8.2. I confirm. right? Once you confirm, you see again the current orders increased. So if you come here, you see the second order, cyber 6.9876. That's TP2. Now the final TP3 is going to be 7.4459. Yes. So at TP2, I'm closing another at 25%. So my you can see your expected profits will be $13.5. It's as simple as that. So that's simply how to set your all your take profit levels, so that, because like you're not always going to be, I don't even stress myself like that, to be honest. I don't stress myself about having to be online all the time, or be close to my trades all the time. I really don't do that. So yeah, so anyways, um what's next? What's next? I saw some questions here about trading capital and amounts to be used by to trade per entry. Like the trading capital you're going to use is left to you, is based on the amount you have in your balance. Like for someone using $100 to trade, your trading capital shouldn't be the same as someone that is using $200 or $500 or $1,000. So what I would say normally is try to use the exact same amount of capital on each trade. So if you have $10, you can choose to use, if you have $100, sorry, you can choose to use $15 or $20 on each trade. You can choose to use $15 or $20 on each trade. If you have $200, you can choose to use $30 or $40 on each trade. But what I would always advise is for you to be able to monitor your progress well, monitor your profits, and just like have a clearer view. I would advise that you use the same amount on every trade. Don't use $20 on one trade, use $30 on another trade, use $50 on another trade. It's your choice, so but this is just like my personal advice. So if you have $1,000, you can obviously use 50 or $80 or even $100 on each particular trade. For this trade, I started from for the sake of the challenge, I started from $100. So I started trading initially with $30 on each trade. But now I'm moving more to $35 to $40 as the amount in our balance is increasing. As we increase to 200, I would also increase the amount per trade. As we increase to 300, 400, 500, I would also increase the amount I use per trade. So the amount you use per trade is totally dependent on what you have in your balance. If you don't have up to $100, just use what you have. If you have $50, you can use $10 on each trade. Like you don't have to stress yourself or put unnecessary pressure on yourself. And especially a lot of you that are starting off, like I don't advise you start off and just start using $500 to trade all your positions. Even if you deposit $500, start using, if you're just starting out, trade with $20, trade with $30 per trade, because you will make mistakes. So that when you make these mistakes, you're going to learn, and then you can then upgrade how you trade. Someone said, so if you don't always stay close to your trade, how will you monitor the trade? I don't need to monitor my trade. I told you I was sleeping yesterday when the dump happened, and I woke up. I didn't care. I just saw that my balance had reduced. I was like, oh, what happened? Then I checked the chart. I saw BTC dipped. Then I checked my orders. I saw that the orders I had set for them to pick, they didn't even just pick. They picked and they went straight to my SL. And I saw that the other trades I was on had hit my SL, which was in profit. But like really, I don't really have to monitor my trades. So all these orders you see here, these 10 orders are for these positions. So these orders obviously control what happens to these positions. Now, there's a stop loss, right? If it gets to this price, it hits the stop loss and I get stopped out of the trade. Simple. If it doesn't hit the stop loss, it goes up to the take profits. Maybe it hits take profits one. Fine. Whenever I come and I see that it has take profits one, I move my stop loss to my entry price, right? And that's fine. I wait till it hits TP2 or till it hits my stop loss. So when you're on your phone all the time, when you're trying to control the trade, you don't control the trades, you don't control the market. So that's why there are orders there for you. You just set your limit orders and you rest. There are even sometimes like there are some orders. Okay, I saw some people saying that some of the reasons why they don't take my trades are because they are always missing out on trades. So to be honest, like a lot of times you don't miss out on a trade, you just choose not to take the trades because there are some signals I drop that even for the next 24 hours, they've not gotten to my entry, right? I just set the order and I just rest. I don't have to go and be looking at, oh, when is it going to get to my entry? When is it going to get to my entry? No, not really. I don't even want stress to do that. I just set my orders and I rest because whenever it gets to my entry, it will peak. If it doesn't get to my entry after maybe a few days, I can choose to cancel it. Or if I need to use the funds to set another order, then I'll cancel it. So just to answer the question of the person that said, how will you monitor the trade? You don't have to monitor the trades, to be honest. Like trading is easy. You don't have to stress yourself. Monitoring the trade, oh, I want it to go up or I want it to go down. You're just stressing yourself for no reason. Um, yeah, someone said the difference between cross and isolated. So in isolated margin, like the like the name implies, when you're using isolated margin, every position is isolated, every position is on its own, right? So my MAV trade is independent of my bonk trade, um, which is independent of my BTC trade, which is totally independent of my cyber trade. There's nothing joining all of them together. They are different. This available balance, $41 I have in my balance, it doesn't have anything to do with any of the trades. That's how isolated works. In cross margin, you're sharing your margin between all your trades and between all your balances. I don't know if that makes sense. You're sharing your so if any of these trades start being on a loss, it would take margin out of this available balance. So you said you hit your stop loss and you felt like you lost more than you were supposed to. That's because you probably had some money in your balance. So when the trade was losing, when the trade was in a loss, it would take some balance from this your available balance. It would take some funds from there to try to support your trade to stay open. That's what cross margin does. So remember I said I wouldn't advise like people that are new to trading or people that are learning how to trade, I would not advise you to use cross margin because it's for more advanced traders who know like position sizing and all that, who are very perfect at all that. If not, you're just going to keep making losses. So I would advise that you use isolated for now, where all your positions are independent of each other. What the hell? I just saw that I actually opened this match math trade with 29x. I didn't need to open that, so I have to cancel it.
Are you
Yeah, I have to
serious?
cancel.
Yeah, when you're adjusting the stuff. Anyway, it
Yes.
was even going in your favor. Anyway, just go ahead because
Yeah.
if you say it's because it's going in your favor, you allow it, then you get
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah, I'll just open the trade. So I don't know if there were any more questions. How do you fund your account? So you can fund your account with P2P on Bybit. That's why I love Bybit. Like Bybit has everything you need. You don't need to go to Binance for anything. You don't need to go and do P2P anywhere on KuCoin. No, Bybit has P2P. So if you're in Nigeria or in Africa, parts of Africa where you cannot fund with your card, you can fund your Bybit accounts with P2P. P2P is very easy to run. Once you go there, you just choose any of the vendors, set your amount. They are going to credit you. You make a transfer. You make a Naira transfer to the vendor's account, and the vendor credits you with USDT. So That's how to fund your account, right? Someone said, is there a certain time frame to trade on signals? No, a very big no. You can trade the signals anytime. Most of the signals are they are running like, okay, the cyber and the what's the name? This other trade I dropped today, Mav, right? I dropped them and they are kind of in profit, but like they are still at very good entries. That's why I always drop an entry range, a like wide entry range, so you can choose to enter anytime you want, right? So um there's no time frame for the trades. Really, the markets can come down to the order at any time. I could even be on a trade and 10 hours after I enter the trade, it comes back to my entry. So if you miss the first entry, but you set your limit order, when it comes down again to pick your limit order, so really there's no entry. So you just have to, what I would always advise, don't always try to, I think people generally are, they try to be too controlling of their trade and controlling of the market. So um they want to they want to do everything. They want to enter the trade as they are setting the trade. They want to be entering the position. They want the position to be opening. As they are opening the position, very soon they want to be seeing their profit so that they can take their profit by themselves. No, for you to really get better at trading, you have to learn how to use your limit orders. Like it sounds, I don't know, maybe it could sound complicated, but for those on the call that are traders, that are expert traders, or even average intermediate traders, you would know that limit orders are just the most basic things in trading. So limit orders for your entry, limit orders for your stop loss, limit orders for your take profits is just very simple. So yeah, so um that's the answer to the question. Is there a certain time to trade the signals? Um yeah, there was another question. What do you advise regarding the limit order or waiting for the price to come to your um POI? Which one is best? So I think I've answered the question. You just have to set your limit order and then you chill. You wait for the price to come to your entry and that's all. Um, yeah, I take limits order. You don't have to stay awake on the trade. Yes, exactly. When you set a limit orders, you don't have to stay awake or whatever. You can just so this math trade I closed. I'm just going to open it so that you guys can see a demonstration of how I open the trade. So my entry was around my my entry was around 3.166, right? This was my entry. My entry was around 3.166. But I just closed the trade because I mistakenly went in one 29x. So I'm going to re-enter the trade. I'm going to re-enter the position. But this time I'm going to try to get a better entry. So I think somewhere around 3.152. Yeah. Which is also within the range I dropped as which is also within the range I dropped as in the signal. So I'm going to enter at 3.152. Um, I have $57 here, but I'm not going to enter with everything. I'm going to enter with around 75% or 5. Yeah, let me enter with 550. So I my stop loss and my is already set. Oh wow, stop loss is lower than liquidation price. That's weird. Um, I deleted 3152 and here. I think I have to refresh this page because it's giving me an error that it's not supposed to be giving me. Um, so are there any more questions that I haven't answered? Please feel free to type them in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chat
Why
box.
why why you refresh your page? Leverage stream is asking how to that you should clarify more on how to DCA into your position. Okay. And then I have Malik who wants to know how to copy your trade, how to get to your trading name on Bybit and all of that.
Okay, there's a link for the person that wants to copy our trades. There's a link in okay, I would also paste the link in I'll paste the link in the chat
Yeah, in
box.
the chat. But on the Telegram, you will always see the link to copy the trade on each signal that is shared there. So you can equally just click on
Yes,
that link and go straight to Bybit. It will just take you straight to his page, and you just follow the on-screen instruction to copy the trade.
yes. So back to this trade, I'm setting my stop loss is 0.3052. Yeah, that's fine. I'll at that price I'll be losing $15 on my 0.3882. That's my take profit. So at that point, my expected profit to be $111. So yeah, then I open long. Like I said, you have to cross-check everything again. My entry, that's the order price. Estimated liquidation price is 0.2921, which is lower than my stop loss, which is 0.3052. So we are good to go. So confirm. Yeah. So you can just see here that you can just see on this chart that the entry price has now reflected. So once it gets down to this entry price limits, written here limit 0.3152, it will peak and the trade would start going ahead. So for the person asking how to DCA, right? So an example of that
Yes.
is what I did with Bonk. So let me just go to the Bonk chart and maybe I'll use that as a practical example. So the Bonk position I'm currently holding, I actually entered via DCA. So my first entry was somewhere around here. My first entry was somewhere around here, right? But then I knew that it wasn't really a good entry. So I used just a few dollars. I didn't enter with all the amount I wanted to enter with. And then I came down here and set another entry, right? I came down here and set another entry. So what now happened is I'm sure you can see this position here. This position here. This is my current position. So what happened was that after the first entry peaked, and then the second entry peaked. The second entry, and it came down to the second entry. So it brought my entry price down to this average. So where it currently is right now, that's 0.107518 here. I hope the person can see it. So also, if I wasn't satisfied with that, I had already set up another long entry for around 0.09031. So I think the trick with DCA, right? When you want DCA, don't use all your funds. Let's say if you have $40 to enter the position with, or let me say you have $100 to enter the position with. If you want to DCA at the first price, you start with $20, right? The next price, you now set an order for $30. So now the thing with DCA is that you don't have to be so accurate about your entries. Let me cancel all this because it looks rough, it looks super rough. So I'm just going to cancel it and start afresh. So maybe it will give a better understanding. So, yeah. So I know that basically these are like two strong, these green lines here are two strong levels for bonk. So I know it's probably not going to get to those levels. So what I did was somewhere around here, I entered the trade. Somewhere around here, I entered the trade. So when I entered the trade, obviously the trade was in loss, which I expected because I wasn't trying to be so accurate. So I DCA'd and got another entry somewhere around here. Obviously, when you open an order, when you open the first order, when you're trying to DCA, you have to be very mindful about your liquidation price. So what I typically try to do is that my second order should be somewhere close to my liquidation, right? It should be somewhere close to my potential liquidation so that just before I get liquidated, or not really so close, but before I get liquidated, the second order can peak, and then what it would do is now to shift my entry downwards, right? So I think that's like the best way to liquidate. So like I said, this first trade, you would have entered with something like $30. If you have $100, you'd have entered with something like $30, sorry, $20 or even $15. And then the second order, you make sure that your second DC order, you're entering with more funds than your initial order. So that's basically how I DCA. If there was any need, I also set a third bunk order. So maybe when I came here initially, you'd have seen another bunk order, but yeah, maybe not. So I set another bunk order in case it got even lower than my current entry. So let me go to my bunk position. I wish you could show my previous entries. So this is my current entry, 0.107518. But before then, like I was saying, I entered somewhere around I entered this trade somewhere around here, and then my second order was somewhere around here. So when it initially picked my first order. By the time it got to my second order, it then shifted my entry down from this high entry to this second one. So I also even set another order somewhere down here. Somewhere down here, I set another order somewhere down here, just in case it still came down after that, but it didn't really come down after that, and it has been going up since then. So that's how to DCA. So the best tokens DCA for are tokens you feel are very bullish, but you want to get an entry. Like you don't really want to miss out on the pump and you really want to get an entry. So you can give yourself 2 tries, but it doesn't mean you should be like careless about your entry. You should still try to be accurate somehow. So just set up 2 or 3 levels where you know that this token is going to get to, and then yeah. So that's basically it. So now my bonk trade is in profit of over 60 or 60%. Like I said, it got to almost 120% yesterday. So I hope I've answered that question well. When you are analyzing the market or a trade, if the market is bullish on daily and 4-hour time frame and bearish on 15 or 1-hour time frame, what are you going to do about that? Okay, so let me share my trading view screen. Yeah. A lot of the time, like assets are, first of all, the kind of trader I am, I'm not really a scalp trader. I'm more of a um swing or day trader. So most of my trades, I take my trades with 4-hour time frame or even 1 day time frame or 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is the least I use. I don't use 15 hour. The only thing I use 15-hour time frame for is to get entries, right? So I think if you look at this cyber trade, it's not really bullish in the 15 minutes, or let me use Bitcoin. Let me use Bitcoin. Excuse me. So if you look at Bitcoin, it's not particularly bullish in this time frame. In this 15-hour time frame, it's not particularly bullish. In fact, there's a bearish divergence here, right? Because you can see this candle and then this other candle closes higher, but on the RSI, it's lower, right? So that can be seen as a bearish sign. So in the short in the short-term time frame, 15-minute time frame, it's bearish. But then I don't really use the 15 minutes, like I said, to trade. So I would rather zoom out and come to the 1 hour time frame. Once you come to the 1 hour time frame, you can obviously see that Bitcoin is bullish because you can see the uptrend. You can see the sorry, one sec. Yeah, you can see the uptrend here. You can see the uptrend. You can see like higher lows everywhere. You can see what do you call them? You can see long green dildos. Like, so obviously this means Bitcoin is bullish on the 1 hour time frame. So basically, to answer your question, I don't really trade with the kind of trades I run. I don't really trade with the 15 minutes or so. What I do is, if the 15 minutes time frame is bearish and the 4 hour or 1 hour or 1 day time frame is bullish, what do? I just use that bearish 15 minutes time frame to get solid entries. So I know that in the short term, maybe from this, I knew that in the short term, Bitcoin, this was not going to go so up. I knew it was going to come down a bit. So that just helps me get my entry somewhere around here, right? It just helps me get my entry somewhere around here before it started moving. And it's still probably going to come down to our entry, if I'm being honest. It's probably going to come down to our entry before it gets to this first take profit. So yeah, but in the 1 hour time frame, you can see it's obviously bullish. The 4 hour time frame, you can still see it's obviously bullish because yeah, when we started this call, it was around 42,200, but it has already gotten to 44,500, and now it's around 42,400 plus. So that's basically how I trade. I don't pay too much attention to shorter time frame. I use those shorter time frames to get like good entries. But in terms of analyzing the charts or analyzing the markets, I if it's bullish on the lower time frame and if it's bearish on the lower time frame and it's bullish on the higher time frame, I tend more to stick to what the higher time frame tells me. So I just use the bearish lower time frame to get a good entry and position for the long term. So that's why you see most of my trades, right? They are long. You see me holding positions for long. Like this bond trade I'm holding, I've been on this bond trade since like yesterday, so almost 24 hours. Almost 24 hours. A few of my trades, I hold them. There are trades that I even hold for up to 2, 3 days. As long as it doesn't get to my take profits or get to my stop loss, there's no need to close the position. So yeah. I hope I've answered all the questions. If there's any other question, please feel free to
Yeah,
ask.
there's one more question. Malik wants to know for the copy trading if he will be expecting profit every day or every week.
Most likely every week, not every day. Definitely not every day. It's not a Ponzi scheme now, so it's not a Ponzi
Yeah,
scheme. So yeah. Definitely
So
not
basically,
daily.
when he opens a trade, okay, and it takes that trade 2, 3 days or even 1 hour to close. Whenever he closes the trade, definitely you will see the effect of the trade on your account, okay. So,
Yes,
but what
exactly.
we advise you do if you are going to copy a trader, give that trader like 1 month, okay, to do plus or minus and know, because at the end of 1 month, you'll see that the win rate is actually very high because some weeks could be down, some weeks could be up. So you give that trader like 1 month. After 1 month, then you can do your plus and minus before you jump into conclusion. So yeah, be expecting profit every time the trader close a trade, and then expect like a general turnover after the end of at least 30 days. All right, at least 30 days.
Yeah, yeah, that's very correct. That's very correct. So, like I said earlier, this. I'm really bullish on this challenge. I'm definitely going to complete the challenge. So if you haven't gotten started, obviously we are still early. My balance is just $186 from 100. So there's still a long way to go. This week, the target is $500 or $1K at the very least. And then hopefully we can conclude the challenge next week. So I'll urge everyone to join in. Hopefully we are still going to be having these Zoom calls throughout the week. Um, yeah. Okay, someone said he used 50% for the trade. So it makes yeah, okay, that makes sense. So now you can take trades with less funds so that you can take more trades. Yeah, so like I said, we are going to also be having this Zoom call like more times this week. So um feel free to join in if you have any questions, that need any clarifications. Yeah. So digital, over to you, bro.
Yeah, this 500 target for this week, and you want us to conclude next week. You're just putting me on my toes because maybe all my trades needs to close in profit right now for me to actually achieve that target of 500. Yeah, if I have all the trades I have running right now, if they all close in profit, why not? I will make sure that next week I'll make it $1,000. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So from what you're projecting right now, hopefully before the end of this year, we should be able to achieve this. I can't wait
Yes.
because my next target is to say maybe 2,000 to 10,000 or 1,000 to 10,000. I can't wait to go to that level, right? But yeah, let's see how it goes. Hopefully, I will keep the community updated. By the end of the week, we'll let them know what next and the next phase we are. So for those of you who are joining the challenge, okay, yeah, from everything my boss has said right now, yeah, just follow this step-by-step guide, okay? He has even taken his time to explain everything. Follow this step-by-step guide. And if you know you don't have that time, guys, if you don't have that time, okay? What I will advise you do, instead of as a beginner to start trading with $500, why not copy his trade, okay? With almost half of that money and then use like $50 or $100 in your own futures account and be running things around, okay? And always be using stop losses, guys. Use low leverage and be using stop losses, okay? All of us may not achieve that target one day because now, another thing I need to emphasize on is some of us will see those who come to the chat and share PNLs of 1,000%, and they are using 100x leverage. And you are tempted to say, okay, let me test this thing and see how it works. Please, just be careful. Those guys who are sharing those things know what they are doing. Okay? The amount of capital on the account is not the same thing with your own account. There could be trading with cross margin and all of that. All right, that will allow them to stay in the market for as long as they want because they have the capital to cover up for all the losses until it finally goes in their favor. You may not be having the same account size with theirs. So don't see somebody sharing a screenshot of 50x leverage, 100x leverage, 200x leverage, and you want to try that kind of thing. All right, which makes me agree with what my boss said earlier, that some of you just want to lose money. Please start with as low as 3x, at most 10x leverage, at most 10x leverage, and you will just be fine. All right. So let's see how we can push it gradually. And if you don't hit the target this week, Next week, we'll still continue until you finally hit your own target and join us, all right? Because right now, my own account balance is not the same with deposit soon, but I believe that I will cash up. Hopefully, my trades, all of them close in profit. So I'll cash up. All right. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. If there are questions, okay, if there are those of you who don't want to type, you want to speak and all of that, you just quietly, raise up your hand and then unmute yourself and make your contributions before we call it a day. Okay. Yeah, Abiodun, go ahead, unmute yourself and make your contributions.
Yeah, well done. I want to appreciate your good work. It's actually a nice one, and I appreciate it. And I'm sure every one of us also
There's a
appreciate it.
question.
My question is, please, is it possible that those of us that know how to Skype, can we Skype with the signal, or we should just stay strictly on what is on the day trading?
So my answer to that would be definitely like feel free to scalp, because a lot of the signals, like you can just scalp and get to take profits one or take profit two, you take your profits and you go. So, but obviously it's for those of you like that are knowledgeable and know how to do that. If you can, then definitely feel free to. It's totally fine. The signals are just a guide, and I just emphasize on them being followed strictly because of the people that are not so familiar with trading. But for those that are advanced, you would really, really enjoy the signals because from them you can then see what you want to do. You can scalp and yeah, cool. So feel free to scalp if you want to.
Okay. Any other question? Any
Yeah,
other questions, contributions?
there are some questions in the chat. So I think the guy that asked, what do you advise regarding the limit order? He said he had a network issue, so he didn't hear. So I said, always just set your limit orders and rest. You don't need to stress yourself about anything. Just set your limit orders. The entries, you can just, even if you feel the price has gotten past, like this trade I'm on right now, yeah, this math trade, right? I was on this trade before, but because of I was trying to show you guys some stuff, I mistakenly increased the leverage and then I had to close the trade. So right now, but I'm not rushing to enter back into the trade. I just set my limit order at 0.3152 and I'll wait. If it goes down there to peak, fine. If it doesn't, then it's also fine. I move on to another trade. So that's really how I trade. You just have to set your limit order. So Techno BT6, I hope I've answered your question. Bayan has said, I need a link. Most times I experience load shedding, so I miss most of the signals. I'm not really clear. Do you mean a link to copy trade? I'm just going to drop the link to copy trade. Yeah, but other than that, like I said, you can't miss the signals input, right? You don't have to be online when I drop the signals. So obviously it's advisable that your notifications are on, so you don't really have to wait so long. But even if you come and see a signal 2 hours later or 3 hours later or 5 hours later, all you have to do is go to your bybit, check where the price is, or your trading view, depending on your advanced level. If you know how to use trading view, if you don't, just go to your bybit, check that particular assets that I'm trading. If it's MAV, if it's Cyber, if it's BTC, you go to the BTC, go to whatever, you check the price, then you look at the signal I dropped. So you see, you would now know the range the price is at, whether, and then most times, even if it has gone higher, you can just set your entry and then go, right? You don't have to, even if you come and you see that, oh, the price of, let's say, let me use this Bitcoin, our Bitcoin trade as an example. So our Bitcoin trade, our entry was 42,008, right? So someone that comes now and the price is 42,400, it's going to be like, oh, I've missed this trade. But then what I'll advise you guys to do is the trades, you don't really miss the trades like that. All you have to still do is to set your limit order at the entry price or around the entry price. That's why I always give a range, right? So even if you feel like, oh, you missed the trade, you haven't really missed the trade. You just have to set your limit order. And I bet you like 80 to 90% of the time, or maybe 60% of the time, the price is still going to retrace, come back to your entry before it goes up to hit our take profits. So that's the best thing to do. Whenever you come to the trade, you always just always look. Don't say, oh, this order was don't when you come online, don't say, oh, this signal was dropped 2 hours ago. So definitely I've missed the trade. No, that's not how it works. Because sometimes I could drop a signal and even 6, 7 hours later, the price hasn't even picked for me, I myself. But someone could come 2 hours later and say, oh, I've missed it. But it could be 8 hours later or even 10 hours or 12, 14 hours later that the price is actually going to come to our entry and pick our entry. So that's how it works. That's why I always emphasize on you don't really miss trades unless you don't want to enter the trades, right? So I hope that helps. Okay, yeah. So I've dropped for Bayan that said here for copy trade. So I've dropped the link as a reply to your initial comment. You can feel free. And also in the Telegram channel, with every signal I drop, you're going to see the link to copy trade me. So yeah. So someone said, please, what's best between limit orders or waiting for price to come to your POI? I don't know what POI means. What do you mean point of interest? I guess. Okay, that's what you mean by POI, point of interest and other blocks. So it's basically, I think you're basically saying the same thing. What's best between limit order or waiting for price to come to your point of interest before opening a trade? I think it's basically the same thing because your point of interest, like I said, it would be a range, right? It will be a range. So my entry is always within my POI. So if you're waiting for price to come down to your POI, you're obviously going to set a limit order somewhere around your POI. So yeah, I don't know if that's what you're asking about. Maybe you can request the mic and speak and so that I can get it clearly.
Okay, I guess is a person speaking because I had some persons who were raising hand or Bayanda, Sunday, and the rest. I hope your questions are clear, right? If they are clear, fine. But if not, Frank, are you saying something? Gideon, any of you saying anything? Techno, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, Techno, please ask if I didn't get you correctly, please feel free to ask.
All right, guys. So, okay. Yeah, Uche just sent a message on the chat. He's new. Please, how does the copy trading works?
Okay. So with the copy trading, right? It's just something Bybit does so that you can copy the master trader, which obviously in this case is me. So you can follow my trades. It's really great for those who um are not familiar with how to trade, they don't know how to trade, or they don't have time, they are not online, they won't they might not be online to take signals and stuff like that. So those who are not familiar with trading, they don't know how to trade. Obviously, trading is a complex activity, so not everyone knows how to do it. And even those that know how to do it, not everyone knows how to do it well. Please, you guys that are not talking, can you mute your mics? Who's talking right now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear
go
you.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning from here. To our host, thanks so much for your time to attend to the issues on the ground. We have learned a lot so far, so good. So I was done asking questions about the limit order. I'm waiting for price to come to your point of interest. So I'm not a pro trader. Likewise, I'm not learning to the space, but I'm still learning. In fact, I learn every day. So my question is that, most times I don't know, either it's just that it doesn't work for me. It might be working for others, other people. In fact, I see many people that it works for them. So whenever I want to enter a trade, if I set a limit order, most time the price might hit it will just rally down, just sharp movement. It might just hit my stop loss and rally either up or down, depending on the kind of my trader it is long or short. So it might just rally down, hit my stop loss, and just rally up again, or rally up, hit my stop loss, and uh, continue its movement, its initial movement. So this has many times caused me losses. But I can't say the number of time I've lost trades because of that. So, and at the same time, if I should wait for price to come to my point of interest, that is my entry, my marked entry. So I miss a lot of trades because of that. Because I may not be on system at that particular time, or I may not even be with phone, or I may be engaged with other things. Because I don't take trading as a full time so it's not full time business to me. I still have other things that I'm actually doing. So if I decided not to trade limit orders, and after my analysis on the asset, I've marked it and I've found rated down my figures. So waiting for the price to come to that point of interest, so I may not be with phone then, I might not be on the system then, and this causes a lot of. And in fact, let me tell you, that trade may even pan out like working well, it might take profit, and so you understand. I think it always gives me things like I will be sad at this trade if I have actually entered this trade, or if I was on the system or the phone. It is. So I will have making this so profit, So that is it, brother. Don't let me waste people's time. So I believe you understand my point, sir.
Yes, I think so. So what I would advise, right? What I would advise is always set your limit order entries. So if I got you right, you said at the first stage, one of things that always happens to you is when you set your order, or I don't know if you meant when you enter the trade where it says it will just go down and hit your stop loss, or did you mean when you set your limit order high up, it will hit your stop loss? But when you wait for the trade, when you set your order low and wait for the trade, you end up missing the trade. So one thing I always advise is we should always just do one thing, right? You should have a strategy. If you want to wait for your limit orders, you wait for your limit orders, right? Don't chase trades. Don't say you want to enter at once, right? Once you analyze the chart on your own and you decide that, oh, this is the best point to enter this trade, or you see a signal that says this is the best point to enter this trade, just stick to it. You set your limit order and wait. If it doesn't pick, fine, you move on. No matter how well the trade does, you just have to move on. That's one thing with trading. Trading is going to play with your emotions if you allow it to. So you have to just be like a robot, basically, right? When you're trading, like no emotions involved. You set your limit order. If it doesn't get there and the trade flies and hits all your take profit targets, you don't care. As far as you waited and didn't get there, it's fine. The next trade, you do the same thing. You don't now say, "Oh, I waited for this other trade, and this trade didn't pick, and it went to my take profit. So this next trade, I'm going to make sure I enter this trade by fire by force." No, that next trade, you can now go and get wrecked and hit your stop loss. So just me personally, my style of trading, because I don't scalp, like the guy that I was asking earlier, I don't scalp. I am like more of a swing or day trader. So I wait. I just wait. I'm very, very patient. In fact, I think one of the best things about my trading prowess, I think it's because I'm very patient. I don't rush. Like once I analyze, I have to stick to my analysis. I had some points it's not so easy. Like I'm saying, it's not easy, right? Even for me as an expert trader, it's not easy. Sometimes I'm tempted to do something else. I could be tempted to look for a higher entry and get into the trade, right? Or I could be tempted to um, not wait for my limits order to just chase the trade and enter. So like 80% of the times or 95% of the times that I break my strategy because I want to get on a trade, a lot of those times I hit my stop loss. Like I've realized it over time. In fact, last month I had maybe 1 or 2 week run where I was losing most of my trades. I just kept making the same mistakes until I had to like set down and realize that, oh, this is what's happening. And I realized that a lot of the trades I lost, I didn't actually lose them because I analyzed wrongly. I lost them because I broke my strategy and did stuff that I normally would not do. So something like closing a trade because I feel like the market is dumping, right? Instead of waiting for it to either hit my stop loss or go up, I decided to close that trade by myself. Like I did that maybe 2 or 3 times and I got punished because both times I closed the trade, I closed it around my entry because I didn't want it to go down and hit my stop loss. So I just closed it around my entry. Both times it hit like 2 or 3 of my targets. So it's crazy. You just have to stick to a strategy. Like, so if your strategy is you wait for your limits order, which you set around your point of interest, you just wait for it, right? Every trade, if you take 10 trades, you make sure that for those 10 trades, you wait. If you take 20 trades, you make sure that for those 20 trades, you wait. That's I hope I've answered your question. So the person that was asking how does the copy trade work? So I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to type a link. I've typed the link again. So if you click on this link, right? Let me actually share the screen for that. If you click on this link, right? Yes, copy trading. So you'd see trading center, you'd see so here you would where this place that is written center, you would see follow, right? So you just click follow. Then there are some settings. Okay, I think the best way to do it would be to yeah, just 1 second.
Just use another person's own since you're on your own account.
Yeah, that's just what I want to do. I want to open it on another
Browser.
in another browser.
Okay.
So
okay. Oh, sure.
yes, so let me share screen. Yeah, so copy trading just helps you, it just enables you to profit from another trader's from a master trader or an expert trader if you don't have you're not so aware of, you don't know how to trade, or maybe you don't have the time to trade, you don't have the expertise to trade, which is very important if you really want to make money from trading. So you can just follow an expert trader. So the link I dropped in the group, once you come to the link, once you follow the link, this is where it will bring you to. So you click copy, right? So you just click copy. So obviously you have to have a minimum of $50. I would advise that anyone copying me for this challenge, obviously you deposit $100 because then you'll be able to follow most of the trades. Because if you use like $50, you'll be able to follow some of the trades. But then if I have like 4 or 5 positions open or orders set, you won't be able to follow some of them, right? So you deposit, you make sure that you have $150 or $100 in your Bybit account, and then you follow that link, you click it. When you come to the link, it will ask you for investment, right? So you can transfer from any part of your Bybit account. Maybe you had funds in your funding account. You can just click it and you transfer. So there's no funds here, so it's not really going to reflect. Then select items to copy. This one is already ticked. Then you go to more settings, right? Margin mode. I would advise follow master trader settings. Max position margin per contract. You can leave all this blank. You can leave all this blank. PEP copy stop loss. If you want to put a copy stop loss, you can put a stop loss. But if you get to that stop loss, you're going to stop copying the trader, right? Then PEP copy guard, make sure this is off. Make sure this copy guard is off, because if it's on, you still have to come and follow the trades yourself. But if it's off, once I'm entering a position, you yourself are going to be entering the position at the same time. So these are the basic settings. Make sure the PEP copy guard is off, and yeah. So that's all. Make sure you've deposited at least $50 to $100 or more, depending on you, and then you go from there. So that's basically how the copy trade works. I hope I've answered the question Leslie Uche asked. So does anyone have any other questions? Please feel free to ask. We are here to answer all your questions, so feel free to ask. No matter what it says about trading, about the challenge, whatever, just feel free to ask. Okay, I think I have some. Okay, please, I'm just joining. This is Daniel. I'm new to trading. So, okay, Daniel, you missed our explanation of how to take trades, how to open trades, how to open a position, how to set multiple stop losses. Or maybe you would join, just make sure you join subsequent Zoom calls. I'm sure we would still be sharing some of these things again. So, yeah, any more questions, guys?
All right, guys, if there are no questions, I think we've talked about a lot today. Okay, so just basically follow the signals that are shared on the group. And guys, yeah, Sunday, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for the information shared so far. And I have at least a question and a request. The question goes, now the should I say the norm that happened yesterday? Now, apart from setting stop losses and the likes, number one, what do you think caused that dump one? Then what lessons can we learn from such a dump for some of us that are just starting? Then what possible way can we play around that should in case that happens next time? Are there pointers or signals that may suggest such? That is the question I want to ask. Then number two, you, Mr. Leonard, I guess, talked about wanting to share a video about an indicator earlier today. I want to ask if he has any material or any video done regards RSI, please. If not, I will like if it is possible for you to share something on that. For some of us that are just coming into trading. Thank you.
All right. Okay, about the videos, yeah, there are resources, videos on RSI and all of that. We'll share the videos on the Telegram. And what is it again? What does this say?
He said he talked about the dump, so maybe I can answer that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, like I said earlier, dumps are very normal. So, in trading, right, or in markets, nothing ever goes up in a straight line. So, if you look at this chart from around 28th of November, we've really been flying, like go up, just small consolidation, go up again, go up, small consolidation, fly up to 42K, small consolidation to 41K, fly up again to 44K, small consolidation to 42K, and then back up to 44K. Now, one of the indicators I like to use is the RSI because it always shows me divergence. I like to use the whole bullish and bearish divergence. So if you if you look from this candle I'm highlighting, right? The high of this candle was 44,555. If you look at the RSI, this is let me mark it. Sorry, trend line. So from this right to this is it actually made a higher high. But if you look at the RSI, right, you see that this actually made a lower high on the RSI. So that's already a bearish divergence. So a higher high on chart with price action, but on the RSI you have a lower high. So that's a bearish divergence. So that was the first sign that told me a dump was coming. And then obviously after that, you could see we had some like a couple lower highs, lower high here. Sorry. Yeah. Just lower high here, lower high here. And yeah, so that just told me a dump was coming. So when you just see those indicators, so normally with or without the dump, like I'm always careful about my trades, right? I'm always very careful about my trades. So no matter how bullish we are, I don't trade without my stop loss. So maybe some people would have got burnt from the dump yesterday, but personally, I wouldn't really say I got burnt. Although some of my trades hit stop losses, but yeah, that was about all. But yeah, like I was saying, so if you look at this, the dump was always going to happen. So, but I mentioned earlier that if you look at it on the lower time, on the higher time frame, you see that this level it dumped so is a very strong resistance level or support level, but it's just a very, let me clean out all this shit. All these levels it dumped to, the level it dumped to, I think it got to 1340K. It got to 4167, but you can see this blue line, right? You can see there's a very strong resistance and support level over the years, even back to 2022. Like that level has always been a very strong resistance level and support level. So the fact that it's immediately bounced from those levels was a very good indication to me that like we are still very bullish. So what could be done about the dump in future? You can't really do anything about it, to be honest, right? To be very honest, you can't do anything about it. That's just how the market works. But just have in mind, right, when you're trading, that nothing ever goes up in a straight line, right? No matter how bullish we are not just going to keep flying and flying and flying. If you're around during the last bull market, you would understand that even in the bull market, there are a lot of big dumps or very large dumps that you see a lot of people getting liquidated. I'm sure if I go online to Twitter now, I'll see some statistics that so 100 millions of longs were liquidated during this dump earlier this morning, or on so exchange. That's just how it works. But yeah, pullbacks are very healthy. So it's very, very healthy for the market. In fact, I feel much better about taking long trades now that the dump has happened. Why? Because like you can see the signal here, obviously, or almost obviously, we are going back up to this point. So there's a lot of room to run. If you even notice, there are some trades, there are some coins, there are some assets that have already started flying. Look at OP. Look at OP. The dump happened, and look at where it is right now. So the dump is not really a bad thing, in my opinion. Look at LDO. Like, it's back to our entry Okay, this is very weird. Oh, damn. Okay, just I know what happened. So LDO just picked my order, but obviously I had canceled this order because I wanted to set another trade yesterday. So, like, I'm just saying he has picked my order. So, really, I personally, I don't want to say I love dumps, but when dumps happen, to me, it's always a very good indication because it just gives you the opportunity to buy things like at much lower prices than before. If you see Tia, look at Tia. Tia is so strong. Like immediately the dump happened, it went back up. So if you had been privileged to get Tia around this price, like you'd be in serious profits by now. Same thing with Cyber. Obviously, Cyber has not yet moved. Cyber is kind of slow, but I expect Cyber to still make a move back up to it was around 6.7 yesterday, 7.01 yesterday. So I expect it to get back to these levels. So the dump is not a bad thing. There's really no way to avoid dumps. You can try to predict them. Like I said, once I saw this bearish diversion, it was at the back of my mind that okay, a dump is coming soon. But like I said, obviously, like dump or no dump, whether you're anticipating a dump or you're not anticipating a dump, I would always advise you use your normal risk management, which is setting your take profit levels, setting your stop loss. When you're in profit, you move your stop loss up to profit. So yeah, someone said he got completely dumped. Please, I'm on my Bybit. Yeah, Frank said it got completely bounced. I don't know, maybe you didn't have your SL set or something, but like I said, always set your stop loss even before the position opens, just as you're setting the limit order, please set your stop loss. Because the market, right? The market is very crazy. As much as we make money from the market, but the market, we don't control the market. We just take what the market gives to us. So the market can go against us at any time. That's the point of the stop loss. Can go against our analysis, can go against, because I'm not sure a lot of people analyze that this heavy dump was coming yesterday. The dump was actually really heavy. Like, to be honest, it was very heavy. That's almost a 10%, maybe. Let me see. If you look at it well, like this is almost a 10% dump. So, like, very heavy dump for us to be experiencing, especially in this bull. So, yeah, no matter what's happening, just maybe always set your take profit and stop loss levels. Someone in the chat is asking that, please, my Bybit app, how do I find the option where you showed on the call right now, where you're able to set different CP? So on your app, let me open my app. On the app, when you're on a trade, you see close by somewhere. You see close by. So once you click on close by, you see market and you see limits. You shift to limits, and then you see the option that I showed you when we were on the call. I hope you get that. You just click on close by when the position is open, then limit, and you're good to go. So just for those who missed it initially, I'm going to our math position has opened back up. So I'm going to reset the take profit levels so that anyone that missed it can just see how I'm going to set. So this is the math position. Like I said, obviously, it was still going to come down to that level. So there was no need to get back in higher up. So yeah, I was just explaining that how to set your take profit level. So you go to limit. So on the app, you're going to see close by. If you're using the app, you see close by. When you click on close by, then you see limit somewhere up. So I click on limits. So I'm going to be setting the take profits from the signal I dropped on the group. Maybe I should also, let me drop the signal in the chat box so it's easier to understand. Yeah. Okay, said here, seen it. So this is the signal. So obviously these are the take profit points. So the first one is 0.3328. So closing price 0.3328. And like I said, I always close 25% of my positions at the 4 take profit levels. Yeah, so 0.3328, I'm going to close 25% and then I confirm. So that's TP1 set. For TP2, I still come to the limit, click the same thing. TP2 says 0.3499, 25%. So yeah, confirm. TP3, the same thing. 0.3684, close 25% and confirm. Yeah, so it's as easy as that. So once I've set my take profit orders, my stop loss, you can see here TP/SL. All my trades have TP/SL. The only trade that doesn't have an SL is Bonk, because I have a lower order set for Bonk. So if it gets close to my liquidation, it's going to pick the lower order. That's like DCA, dollar cost averaging. Maybe not everyone will be familiar with that. So, but obviously, if you're not trying to DCA, you have to always have. So for all these positions, you can see my take profit, you can see my stop loss, my take profit, stop loss, take profit, stop loss. So I don't enter any trade without my take profits and my stop loss. It's as simple as that. Whether we're in bull markets, whether we're in the bear markets, just don't take the risk, right? Yeah, so do we have any more questions? Someone asks, is this a trading plan? Is this trading plan good to go? 4 times leverage plus 30% break even plus 60% take profit. Yeah, I guess it's not bad at all. Yeah, but it's just that like I don't know if you're going to follow it with every trade but yeah, it's a good trading plan to answer your question. So do we have any more questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I have 2 questions to ask.
Okay.
One, how can somebody get confidence in trading? Like this particular one, like let me give you an example. Like this bonk you're talking about. This morning I woke up, I saw it when it was about -5 and -3. So I took up the trade then, but I'm not sure of it. Later I canceled the trade. Before I could know it, the trade now have already reached 10-15%. That's number one. Number two, before I joined this Telegram group, I watched a video on YouTube. There's a man, he said that 200 EMA is very good. And he said that whenever the candle cross the 200 EMA, it's a very good sign of maybe bearish market. So you can just take sell from there. But some of the things you showed, some of the coins you showed here now, I saw most of them below the 200 EMA, and still the thing is still coming up. So how come? Does it mean that the person is wrong, or can you explain anything on that? Because I so much love that 200 EMA and the 50. That's my really good indicator.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So to the first aspect, right? The first aspect of how can you be confident. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat box. It's a link to a book. The name of is an audio book. The name of the book is Trading in the Zone, right? So a very important part of trading, apart from market analysis, apart from risk management, a very important part, an extremely important part, to be honest, of trading is trading psychology, right? Because like I said earlier, no matter how much of an expert trader you are, or a beginner or whatever, you're learning how to trade, or even I that I'm an expert, trading messes with your emotions, right? So the normal emotions we go through in our daily lives, in our daily jobs, in our daily activities, if you apply them to trading, you're most likely going to lose. If you're scared of opening a position, if you're scared of holding a position, if you're scared of closing a position, whatever you're scared of, most likely is going to go against you. So trading psychology is a whole important part of trading that a lot of people haven't really gotten to explore. But it's extremely important, and I would advise for everyone here, if you haven't, try to read that book. So I dropped the link to the audio book so you can just listen to it at your own time. So it's this, when you get your trading psychology right, you get rid of fear, you get rid of greed. In fact, you get rid of every emotion. I like to think that for you to be a very profitable trader, for you to make the best out of the markets, you have to trade like a robot, right? No emotions, literally zero emotions. Because once emotions start coming in, that's where like you start to have issues. So like that trade you said you talked about, most likely when you analyze the trade, you did a very good analysis, most likely, and then you opened the trade. But then why did you close the trade? You closed the trade because you were scared that, oh, maybe this trade is not right, the market might go against me. Yeah, so that's where the problem starts to come in. So if that emotion was not there, that, oh, this trade might go against me, and you're scared that, oh, I might lose some money if this trade goes against me. If that emotion was absent, you'd have still been on the trade by now and you'd have been making profits. So this book would help you, right? Learn how to control your emotions, learn how to master your emotions, because it's very, very important, right? If you want to be a very profitable trader. Also, to the second part you mentioned the 200 EMA and the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average. So on this Bitcoin trade, you can see I have both moving averages. That's the 50 and the 200. So the 50 is the green and the 200 is the red. So on all my trades, you probably noticed I always have this. So what you talked about that you watched on YouTube, the person was talking about the golden cross, right? So there's something called the golden cross and there's something called the death cross. So the golden cross is when the 50 moving average, that's smaller moving average, crosses the 200 moving average, that goes above it. Like right now the 50 is above the 200. So when the 50 is above the 200, it's generally a bullish signal, right? It generally means that asset or that particular market is bullish at that time, right? But if it's the other way around and the red is crossing the green, that's a death cross. And a death cross is bearish because it means the 200 moving average is above the 50 moving average. So I'm just going to look for an example in the charts. Let me look for an example. Let me take this to the 1 hour, because I think almost all the tokens are very bullish right now. So very hard to see anyone that's, yeah, exactly. So if you can see this, the 200 moving average right now it just crossed the 50 moving average. So the red is 200, the green is the 50. The red just crossed the green. So technically it would mean that this asset is bearish, right? It would mean that this asset is bearish right now. But so one thing about this indicator, this golden cross and the death cross indicators, is they are lagging indicators. When I mean lagging, it means you can't really use them to predict on their own. So you have to use them in together with any other form of indicator, like say this RSI bullish and bearish divergence I mentioned earlier. So you can't use the golden cross and the death cross to predict that, oh, this token is going to be bullish or this token is going to be bearish on their own because they are lagging. So what I mean by lagging is, if you look at this, right, the point where this chart, this coin dumped a heavy dump, the green was still above the red, right? So you could not have predicted that, oh, this is going to dump because the red had not yet crossed the green. So the red is crossing the green after it has dumped. So although this tells us generally that this asset we are on right now is kind of bearish, it's not really a good enough indicator to predict. It just tells you maybe after it has happened, or right now, if you're looking at it, you know that, okay, probably on the 1 hour time frame, this is bearish, right? Another thing about it is that you can't use those indicators. It's not advisable to use these indicators on the 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. They only really apply, that's the golden cross and the death cross, they only really apply on the 4 hour time frame. So if you look at the 4 hour time frame of this same token, that on the 1 hour time frame was bearish, on the 4 hour time frame it looks bullish because the green, the 50 moving average is above the 200 moving average. So I don't know. I hope I've kind of answered your question. It's a good indicator, but like most other indicators, you can't use them just in isolation. You have to use them with other indicators as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, so we have Delight. I don't know if he or she has spoken. Delight hands have been up, so I don't know. You can unmute yourself, Delight, if you have not said anything yet. You can unmute yourself and make your contributions. Okay, if Delight is not available, do we have any other question, any contributions? Guys, go ahead, okay? Whatever questions you have, go ahead. If not, I think we'll call it a day here. Thank you so much for your time, guys. And I believe you've learned one or two, okay? As always, we'll continue to push gradually. Nobody is pushing you, nobody is forcing you to, that you must hit the target, all right? I know some persons on that Telegram that if they want to move $100 to $2,000 in the next 2 weeks, they can do that and all of that. They are just good at that, okay? And then many of us are still learning. And please don't be tired of learning, okay? Don't be tired of learning. All right, don't be tired of learning. If you see videos, watch videos. If you see PDFs, read them and all of that. All right. For a start, there are a lot of free resources online that can actually help you get started. Okay. Some of you just feel that unless you pay for services and all of that, you may not be able to get. And then even when you pay for these courses and the rest, how many of the video do you even take a time to even finish? Some of you go ahead and pay for videos, pay for courses, and you don't even finish half of the course. You just watch 1 or 2, and then you're too busy you must definitely learn, okay? Those who are making money in this space didn't just wake up one morning and start making money, just like some of you want to do, all right? You just come into the space, you don't even know how to open a trade, you don't even know how to close a trade, and you just want to make money. That's just your own. You just want to make money. Please take our time, join us on the Zoom meetings. I know people who are very consistent. Even when they are expert in the space, they keep joining the Zoom meeting every day, all right? I believe they learn 1 or 2, or they are equally contributing 1 or 2, which other persons can equally learn from and all of that. So learn, okay, follow rules, all right? Try to discipline yourself and leave fear out of it. Some of you, when people start sharing P&Ls, that is when you want to enter a trade. I've missed that. Okay, I will enter now. And all of that. It's not like that, okay? It doesn't work that way. Okay, it doesn't work that. Even when you are saying that sharing PNLs of TP1, TP2, and TP3, still use the same limit order. If it triggers, fine. If it doesn't trigger, maybe after 10, 12 hours or thereabout, you can cancel that trade and wait for another signal. Okay, and please don't always go all in, except you know what you are doing. Don't always go all in with all of your capital. Okay, don't always go all in with all of your capital, and always use stop losses. All right, if what happened last night actually got you liquidated and all of that, well, is because you refuse to use stop losses. But if you use stop loss, just like somebody was saying that he lost 25% of his capital, you still have 75%. And that 75% with where this market is right now. Okay, today is Monday, give it today, tomorrow, and then midweek or thereabout, you see this market start waking up again. I won't even be surprised that this evening I will see BTC either at 44,000 or thereabout. It's possible. It can happen. So whatever positions you open right now, between now till the close of the day today, all right, it could actually give you that 25% you've lost or the 10% you've lost and all of that. It's possible. But when you allow yourself to get liquidated and you lose everything, and for the challenge, lastly, for the challenge, you can actually join whatever capital, though the recommended capital is $100. But for those of you who cannot have $400, who have $10, who have $20, you can equally join with that. All right. And if you have $10, if you're able to manage your trades very well, you can be entering trades with your $10, or you can enter every trade with just $1. All right. You can enter every trade with just $1 and all of that. So just stick to the rules, try to discipline yourself, and try to just equip yourself. That's the only way you make it in this space. All right. Thank you so much for your time, guys. We do appreciate for the time you take out to equally join us on Zoom as well. Don't worry, all right? For those of you who are Nigerians, every dollar you earn today is worth a lot. Today, I think recently I just saw that a dollar is, up to 1,200 or thereabout. So you start minting those dollars now, because if the government is truly working on what they are saying, hopefully by next year, dollar, maybe between now till the first quarter of next year, before the end of the first quarter of next year, dollar may come back to 750. Even at 750 is still good for us, right? Even at 750 is still good for us. If you're in Nigeria and you're earning in dollar, you're better than somebody who has jackpot to any country that is earning in dollar. Seriously. All right. So, and then trading is only, for me, is one of those simplest way. Okay. It could be difficult because of, risk management and managing our emotions and all of that, but it's one of the simplest way to start earning dollar in Nigeria. All right. It's one of the simplest way. If I should compare trading to every other business that I've done, for instance, affiliate marketing that is very popular. All right. For you to do affiliate marketing successfully, you need to spend some money, right? Either you're buying a domain name, or you're buying a hosting, you want to create a website, or you are paying people on Fiverr to write content for you, or to do one thing or the other for you to, or create a funnel for you, a sales funnel for you to be able to sell whatever product you want to sell. You would have spent either $100, $200, $300 in that. But this is money you can equally put in trading. All right. And immediately you can start seeing results. Right? Immediately you can start seeing results. So trading for me, compared to every other online business, is still one of the best for me. And if you try to learn and stick to the rules and regulations and all of that, you will be able to scale through. All right. You'll be able to scale through. Some of us just think it's by pressing the buy and the sell button. It doesn't even end there. All right. And another thing is, for those who enter trade and then at the end of the day hit your stop loss, and then it comes back to hit all the take profit target you've been actually targeting and all of that. Number one is that you're not giving your trade a space to breathe. All right. And maybe you are using very high leverage. Immediately it goes by -2% or -3%. You're already seeing a lot of big money on your account, and that makes you, as in, you become unstable and all of that until you close that trade. Whenever you do trades like that, you are missing out. I have a friend, okay, maybe he's not here or thereabout, but the other day I was with him on phone while he opened a trade. Okay, remember, one of the messages I've been posting on Telegram is focus more on though leverage can actually take you out, but if you know what you're doing, focus more on position size, not the leverage. If you get a trade right, all right, if you get a trade right, maybe all of your confluences are met, maybe breaking of, maybe a trend line is broken and then a retest, whatever the confluences you are looking at, okay, if you get a trade right with just $5, right, you can burn that to $50 in one trade. All right. And he did that. I was on call until he closes the trade. $5. He risks only $5. Though he used a very high leverage, and that $5 gave him $50. All right. But these ones are for those who have, mastered the market, who know what they're doing and all of that. But gradually, guys, okay, start with very low leverage so that even if the leverage is giving you minus 10%, you're not seeing up to $1 in your account. That way you'll be at rest. All right. Start with 3x leverage, 4, 5, 6, 7, and most 10x leverage. All right. When you are now confident in the market, you know what you're doing, you can begin to increase your leverage to 25x leverage, 75x leverage, 100x leverage, whatever leverage you want to use. All right. So thank you so much. We'll continue tomorrow. And for now, if there are no more contributions, no more questions, we'll call it a day here. And then the discussion will continue on Telegram. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a profitable week ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Harry, is that Harry?
Yes, Harry Smart.
Yeah, it seems you are far from your device. Can you, if you're using an earpiece or earphone, maybe you'll move it so that we hear you loudly.
Okay, hello, can you hear me now, please?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, please, yeah. In previous trades, not really for the punk yesterday, I got liquidated. And I'm trying to see what I can do to bounce back. Then I said, let me ask if this 500 this 500 bonus, if it can actually work. I was the one that told you that I cannot enter a trade on entry price except on market price. I don't know what's wrong with my bybit. So and that
Yes,
actually,
you said that. I don't know. I will need to see if you can send me screenshots of your bybit, every step of the trade you're taking of your bybit account. All right, because I think the day you mentioned, I was trying maybe like share your screen so that I'll be able to see what is the problem and all of. If you can do that now, maybe we can help you out. Okay, since my boss is there, can you share your screen?
okay.
Yeah, so I'll just give you. Yeah, go ahead. You can share your screen, okay, so that we'll see what the issue is and all of that, so that we'll be able to see if something we can do now. And if not, we refer you to customer care to be able to sort that. I wonder why you should not be taking trades with that. Even unified accounts can actually take trades with limit orders and all of that.
It's not possible for me actually. Okay. Oh, I can only record the screen, sir.
No, go ahead. When you press on that share screen option, right?
I can't really see. Yeah, but
You can see where it says share your screen.
no.
Are you on the Zoom? Can you see like everybody, like myself speaking on the Zoom? Are you on the Zoom app?
I've just gone out to attempt to open my bybit app.
No, come back to the Zoom first. You need to share your screen on the Zoom first before we go to the to open your bybit app. So come back to the Zoom.
Okay, yes, I'm on it.
On the Zoom below your phone, you should be able to see where it says share screen, maybe an arrow pointing up, green arrow or something. If you click on that, that's the option to share your screen.
Yeah.
Then once you click on it, a dialog box pops up. You just need to scroll down to where you say screen, click on it, accept, and then that should be able to share your screen.
Yes.
Let me know what you're doing, okay? So let me so that I'll know where you are, and because I'm not seeing anything, I'm not even sharing the screen.
Okay, I clicked on the share share. You get?
Okay.
Then it now reloaded and bring out some numerous apps for me to click on which one I want to share the screen on. operation. Yeah.
Click, scroll down on those apps, scroll down, and you'll see where it says screen, and click on that one that says screen.
I've done that. So it brought me up to where it says display over other apps. You get.
Accept.
Yes, I've accepted it. Then I should click on Bybit now.
Is that where it's taking you now? Because once you click on that, I should be able to see your screen before you even click on Bybit.
Oh. That means it's not showing now, sir. That means it's not showing, sir.
I don't understand. Has Zoom changed the features on sharing of screen and all of that?
Let me see, try again, please. Click our screen now. Start recording or casting the Zoom. Click on start now. Then it now brought up my, many apps. The Bybit allowed. Can you see it now, sir?
I'm not seeing anything. So I'm trying to, I don't know if there's a way I can show you how to do that on my phone or something. Can't really see. You can see my own screen now, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you are on the Zoom, right? And then you click, my own is highlighted red here because I'm already sharing, right? You click on that. If I click on it, now it goes off. You click on that stuff, then the next thing it pops up. It gives you all those, now it has gone off, okay? It gives you all those apps. Once you click on it, okay, it gives you all these options. Just scroll down until you see where it says screen. When you click on screen, it tells you to click on start now. When you click on start now, you start recording, then you'll be able to see your screen, and that way you will now be able to open either your Bybit app and every other app that you want to open and all of that. I don't know. These things are just quite simple. I don't know why some of you find it difficult to share screen. Anyway, if you cannot do that, just send me a screenshot, okay? We'll look at it and, see.
It's all right, sir, but another thing is that I cannot send messages to you. I don't know if, yes, I can't. I'm unable to on the Telegram. I cannot send messages to you, both on the both of the group.
If you cannot send on the group, you cannot send to individuals as well.
Yes, I cannot send to you in particular. The other day, somebody requested for your WhatsApp number or something, or requested for sending you WhatsApp messages, and I think you accepted or something. So if there's anyhow you can give me your WhatsApp message or something, WhatsApp number.
Please, which kind of phone are you using? I wonder why you cannot share screen. Anyway, guys, we'll call it a day. Just send me a message on WhatsApp, then I should be able to see how we can do that stuff there. Or maybe after now, I'll just have a meeting on Telegram. Maybe you'll be able to share your link on Telegram, your screen on Telegram, then we can take it off from there, okay? So let's do a Telegram chat. Let me just end this one. We'll do a Telegram chat. If you cannot share your screen, then there's nothing I can do. There's nothing else I can do, okay?
But on the Telegram chat, I'm saying that I cannot come in. I cannot chat with you direct, sir.
That's what I'm saying now. I will start a chat on Telegram, like a live stream on Telegram. You join that live stream, you should be able to share your screen there, right?